Welcome back, guys. We're going to be going over in this video a new feature that adds additional columns to your Skuhero Ads data, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. So I'm just going to jump into a demo here. What you do is just pick a bulk file there, and you do have to be already running like the search query tracker, the metrics tracker, keyword tracker. You have to be running some of the other supplemental tools to port in this data. But in its kind of raw form, your ads data has all the bulk operations columns. And what this feature does is it adds additional columns so you can easily sort data and build rules around more advanced thresholds, things like that. So what you're going to see when you open your bulk file is this enriched button. Just go ahead and click on that to enable it. And you're going to see a little fetching enrichment data. It takes just a second to go and see kind of what data is available. If you're not doing anything, you'll still get like search volume and brand analytics data. All that's fully automated. But you can kind of click on this to kind of get an idea of what data is where. But I want to do a quick demo here to kind of show you how all this data gets shared across some of the Skuhero tools. I think that's one of the easier ways to kind of understand and kind of come up with some ideas on how to utilize this, because you can actually use it for different things. So once you have it enabled, you can click on this button and it's going to filter your PPC files. You've got sponsored products, brands, display, all of it potentially could have enrichment data. So you just want to kind of go through and check it out. There's also a time selector here. So by default, it's going to kind of set things to an aggregate total of all the data. And these are the new columns over here on the right that are in different colors. And there's different sources too. So the search query performance, that's going to be more focused around different weekly ranges. And if you pick like a custom range for search query performance, it's actually going to combine and aggregate that data. Where some of the other data like your rank, your impression share, your brand analytics, all of that's going to be kind of the most recent data points in that range that you select. So a little bit of a nuance there on kind of how the different time spans work. But to show you a demo of how this gets shared across the different tools, I've got the search query performance tracker, I've got the keyword tracker, and I've got our keywords tool open here in another tab. And I'm just going to go through a quick example. So all I've done is I've filtered for all my enriched rows, and you can see you've got these red are search query performance related. Then you've got brand analytics and search volume related. DSTR is daily sales to rank. So that's the number of sales you need to make per day to rank for that on page one. Then you've got impression share, and this intent column, it's also an enriched field. There'll be another video on that, so I'll come back to that one. But you can add additional columns here very easily, just depending on if, again, you're already running these data sources and other tools. You can turn them on and the data should populate. All right, so let me find a keyword here that's got kind of everything. So this one right here, let's see what it is. So if we scroll over, that is iPhone 16 belt clip case, and it's for this X2Q ASIN. So one important thing with the enriched data is it's only going to populate if you have single ASIN structured campaigns. So if you've got a bunch of campaigns that have 20 ASINs in there, it's obviously not going to know which ASIN to kind of map this enriched data to. So it's just going to come back blank. So if you really want to utilize this data to the full extent, you'll want to kind of grandfather in some single ASIN structured campaigns, and that really gives you full kind of control over your bid rules and just the data accuracy as far as attribution is concerned. So anyway, X2Q and then iPhone 16 belt clip case. Okay, so we're going to come in here. I've already got the search query performance tracker. Actually, I got the wrong ASIN, so let's go back and see if I can find that ASIN. I think I had it. Yeah, okay, so this one's got all of our data, so this is a good demo. All right, and the ASIN is VN7. So if I come in here, I've already got this filtered for VN7, iPhone 16e case with belt clips. You can see the search volume there. You can see our delta for our search query performance, click-through rate, and conversion rate versus the market. So 0.62, 8.9, 516. If we come back here, you can see 516, 0.62, 8.9, rounded a little bit different, but you get the idea. That's how it's shared across, and you've got purchase ASIN. If we come back here, you can look at the purchased ASIN. So there's a 2. And then if you come back here, you can see 516 and 1. That data gets surfaced in multiple different tools, but you can see 516, 1. So I think it's helpful to kind of understand as you use these tools how the data is used back and forth. If we come over here, we'll look at like organic rank, for example. We'll hop over to the rank tracker, and you can see I've got this VN7 iPhone 16e case with belt clip. And if I look over here, my most recent rank is 4 on the 27th. So that's where this is coming from, 4 right there. All right. Now let's look at how it surfaces in the keywords tool. So here I've got a keyword research run set up for this ASIN. I've got it actually sorted, so you can kind of see this KT1 tag. If you enable the tags column, it will show you in purple any of them that you are actively tracking on the keyword tracker here. So that can be helpful for just kind of navigation. And you can see estimated search volume 516, daily sales to rank. If we would show our search query data, which I can do really quick. So if I just show that, you've got 0.6, 8.9. And then if I hover over the rank here, you can see it actually does an average in this tool over the last 7 days. But you can see the last most recent day there is 4 as far as the organic rank. All right, so that ties back to this 4 right here. And then probably the easiest way to show the impression share is if we go back to the keyword tracker. And for this keyword, I'll go ahead and show impression rank and impression share. And that'll show us our daily values here. You can see the most recent day, 11 is our rank, and then 0.5% is our share. If we go back in here, you can see 0.51 and 11. All right. So basically what you can do now, for another little demo, if I expand my bid rules here, and I've just got the kind of generic template set up here, I'm going to run that kind of as is, and we'll just see that it populates the sponsored products and makes bid adjustments based on these rules. But we also have this enriched threshold button, so I can click on that now, and I'll just go ahead and add a simple one. We'll do search volume since we have that as an enabled column. And if you come over here and let's go to our, I'll go to our example again. That'll be a little bit easier to kind of understand. So I'm just going to grab that and we'll look at this. So this rule, when we ran it with the generic rule template, it was rule number 5. So if we add we added our search volume, so you can see this column got added here. If we add a search volume threshold now, which this one is 516. So let's just do anything over, let's see, rule number 5. We'll do anything over 500, let's say. All right. So this is going to change the results because 100 targets were changed when we ran it generic. If I change this to greater than 500 searches per month and rerun it, you'll see that 100 now changes to only 8. And everything else kind of got shifted down. And actually what happened is we now don't have a rule specified for 92 targets because this search volume threshold kind of cut off some of them. So we'd want to put another rule in place to account for those. But you get the idea of how you can build more advanced rules now. You can really layer in a lot of other more advanced metrics. And if you want to build rules based on impression share, search query performance data, you can do all of that now. And then if you see now that rule, if I clear this out, let me just do that. And then I can come up here, look at rule number 5. We can see those targets there that there should be only 8 of them. So you can see there's only 8 of them. So hopefully this little demo helps you understand kind of how the enriched data can be applied. It's also applied in the keyword harvester, wasted spend tool. Actually, the PPC audit, we'll have another video. There's some new audit tables that are displayed now as a result of this data if you're using it. So anyway, check it out, make use of it, super powerful, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.